If it is true that 3 is the perfect number, in the third pill of light I want to talk to you about the atmosphere. A really important theme in photography but also in video, because through the atmosphere we characterize the subject and the scene. Brief recap. In the previous chapters we talked about shape, silhouette, but before going into the details of all the other elements that contribute to creating the atmosphere, I want to start from the end, to immediately let you experience what it actually means to characterize our subject through lighting. Let's start talking about cinematography, which is the art of writing with light. A little while ago, right on the set you see behind me, I made the cover of a book. So I had to establish an appropriate ambiance for the mood that I subsequently brought to life through a sequence of pictures placed in this apparently impartial backdrop that in reality provided dimension and a kind of environment to this portrait that I proceeded to produce. The atmosphere is therefore the final result of a series of factors that I combine together, from the photographic composition, from the subject-background relationship, from the choice of depth of field and therefore selective focus, to then arrive at the lighting and finally the artistic direction of the subject, therefore the famous management of the pose. Now I don't want to disappoint your expectations, but I will be filmed because I want to show you how I built this set. Before we proceed, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to not miss any updates of light pills on this channel. Well, let's start with the main light. Yes, because the light that used to illuminate me before I actually used it on the real set as a light to brighten up, as a fill light. The main light divides my face into 2 parts. Therefore, I am creating a split light scheme, which is a light scheme that characterizes the subject and the scene through introspective and almost dramatic light. The background you see is black. In this case, the lighting itself already creates an atmosphere, but in fact the so-called closure of the form is missing. But let's take it step by step. And here it is that something is already changing. Not only have I created a lighting that separates the shaded part from the background, but I have also framed myself through the use of this light. Well, the previous shots have been executed, especially the second light pill. You will know that now it is the rim light that is enriching my portrait even more, this frame of light that creates a sort of magical aura around the subject. And here is a depth light, which is a type of light that adds more three-dimensionality to the scene. In this specific case, it is limited to this particular surface area. As you can see, something is still missing, specifically the lighting ratio, which refers to the difference in brightness between the main light and the fill light and is currently virtually non-existent. And here it is. The fill light has also arrived, the light of brightening, which is actually also called complementary light, because it effectively determines the weight of the shadows. Through the use of fill light, I dose my atmosphere. In this image, there is a high lighting ratio. That is, there is a very significant stop difference between the key light and the fill light. So let's talk about 5 stops. A lighting ratio that is expressed as 1 to 32 in both cinematography and photography. So when we talk about stops, the unit of measurement of light, we are not just referring to exposure, how much light we let in, but also to how much light we are going to dose. But we'll discuss this topic in the next light pills. If you don't want to miss, subscribe and activate the bell for updates. As you can see at the moment, the lighting has been increased and the ratio of lighting has been decreased. So I'm creating a slightly airier, more descriptive image, less atmospheric. In this beauty image, the lighting ratio is very low, but here is my fill light, which in this case has become the main light. So as you may have understood, the illuminator is not important, but the role it plays within the set is important. Now I will present a quick series of videos taken from the backstage of my photo shoots, highlighting the importance of light in defining the atmosphere and mood. Well, I hope you enjoyed this dose of light as well. Please leave a comment here in the description or tell me about a topic you would like to address in the next pills. Obviously, these are merely brief flashes, remaining focused on the subject, specifically on lighting. If you wish to delve further into the topic, I invite you to visit my website in the courses section. The website you see here is an overlay, where you can find detailed information on the training programs that are currently in progress. As always, I don't wish you luck because we create our own luck through financial means.